Hey everybody, I wanted to come together to talk about presenting virtually. So we're not doing a lot of speeches in person, we're not doing a lot of big meetings, right? Doesn't mean you don't have important presentations, doesn't mean you don't have really important things to discuss. And so I'm going to film on Zoom in front of me, I'm going to talk to you as well, and we're going to work through these important things that you should do to make sure your presentations go amazing, even if they're online. So the first thing is your posture and the way you sit. Just like we talk about when we stand up and present in real life, right? You want to stand up, you want to be tall, you want to be able to use your hands. You have to do the same thing. You can't slouch like this. I have the worst posture. I'm trying to get better at it. But let's look at it, right? So for me, you got to sit up. You got to be able to lean in and be able to present. Well, now that I've done that, look at number 2, right? Number 2 is that now my height is all jacked up. So you want to make sure that you're in the center of your camera, top and bottom and side to side. So for me, I'm just going to raise up the desk, right? Get myself in a position where I can talk and be this way. Now I know what you're saying. Oh, you get the fancy desk that raises up. Well, listen, there's lots of things you can do. They're called books. Stack books. No one knows what's behind the camera or behind your computer. Stack up books until you have a perfect height, right? So that's the second thing. So you're looking this way. Now I'm centered. I'm looking good. The third thing to do, check your background, right? I can't tell you how many presentations or things I've been on or meetings or pitches. I was on a big one with all these companies a couple weeks ago, and the person presenting had all this clutter in the background, very distracting. So for me, I got a couple books, my mic, some pictures of my kids and things I like, right? Hopefully not too distracting, looking good. Now, the next thing you want to focus on is the lighting, right? Lighting's crucial. So you always hear about backlighting. I have a ring if I'm doing something really important, a little ring light I can put back here, but you can even use just a standard light, right? So as soon as I hit the light, you'll notice I look over, all of a sudden I look brighter, I look a little bit better, people can see me. If I want the light to be directly on, right, I can just slide my light over, pretty easy, right? So now we've got the light slid over or whatever, you've got your self-centered, you're up top, you're able to sit forward, use your hands, we're looking good. And the next thing that's really important is this. You have to, please look at the camera, okay? I cannot tell you that this happens all the time. So if I'm looking here, I have dual screens right now, right? So I've got this screen is where you can't really see, but this screen is where I'm looking at you, and then I have this monitor up. So people oftentimes, right, put the stuff up here, put up whatever the graphics or the presentation or whatever, and then so they're constantly looking up and they're like, oh, let me look at the presentation and talk over here, and you're not looking at the camera. That's crazy. So either put the information underneath, and then wherever you're going to have your picture of all the people, right? In Zoom, there's always like a box and you can look at everybody. Line it up on top, put it right where your camera is so you're always looking directly into the camera. So then all the things that I talk about with presenting still apply. You still want to be leaning in, you still want to be using your hands, you still want to be making direct eye contact, you still want to call people out in the audience, even if it's virtual. You do all of those things, and I can tell you your meetings will be much better than they were before. And the last thing, I'm going to go back to it. If you're looking at this on my blog, on the presentation side, click on the icebreakers and do a virtual icebreaker. Even if you have an important presentation, you think you're an adult, I don't need to warm up the crowd or loosen people up, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're just flat out wrong. You do need to do that, and you can do it, and you will be memorable, and everyone will be in your corner rooting for you, as opposed to you having to kind of roll uphill, making everyone, like you while you're doing a pitch or a presentation. So start off on the right foot, do an icebreaker, check that link out, and have a great day.